Test 1 2 test. Let's see here. All right. It's Tuesday, 2/22/22. Let's see, a few hours, 5 minutes before the open. Just looking at some daily charts here, trying to mark down some levels. All right. Let's see where we're going to open right now. Let me pull this screen up. All right. So this level here that I've got, this gray area, is of importance. Just looking at the daily chart, let me pull that up. We can see the importance of that chart. You know, I'm going to switch charts here. Let me put 4 in here. Do 4. We'll make this one. Do this one out of the daily. Okay, we've got 22 seconds until the open. I've got the daily here, the 15 minute, the 5, and then the 1 minute. I will be marking the first minute of trading activity with the top and bottom of it with an orange line, so you'll see that annotated. And we're just going to watch and see what price does, just coming off of a Monday close yesterday, or the close day yesterday because of President's Day. All right, let's see where we're at. And this line, this is of some importance to me. Just looking at the daily, it should be obvious why. You look at all the bounces here, and we come down to it, put a tail in. So we'll be mindful of that area. Going to be mindful of NASDAQ too. NASDAQ is opening above that gray line. So there's a line that I've got on it as well. Getting close to the overnight high on the NASDAQ. Let's see. We got a ways until we hit the overnight high on the E-mini. And it's obvious that the overall trend, looking at the daily chart, is to the downside. Really, the question becomes when do we test those lows down here? That's the million-dollar question, of course. Now we do have some announcements here in another 10 minutes. So at let's see, it looks like 8:45 Central, and then at 9 o'clock. So we do have an announcement. We're just coming off of the holiday. Yesterday, President's Day, markets were closed. There was action though in the futures. So we'll be watching. Let's see. Yeah, NASDAQ's still weak. Not as weak as the E-mini though. I wasn't watching the market yesterday, but looks like this is yesterday. Well, let's see. Yesterday's price action was just this and then selling off. Yeah, just selling off most of the day here. So here's our opening range retest right here. I'm not going to short this one. NASDAQ's kind of giving me a different signal. NASDAQ is strong off of the open. So again, I think the overall long-term trend is down, but when that happens, that's the question. So we've got another 7 minutes until some news comes out. Now, I'm keeping in mind that we are still below this level here, this kind of 43.24. That's an important area. Yeah, here it is, 43.24 right here. Nasdaq's looking a little stronger here. All right, let's see if we can get above 24 and hold it. It seems like we're going to. Nasdaq strong. Nasdaq right at its overnight high right now. E-mini looking pretty strong. So something you've got to be mindful of on the longer term time frame. We're coming down, and then we'll probably at some point break lower and at least test this low here, I would think. And so again, I feel like the market long term will go lower, but today could be a doji. We could have a decent pop and kind of run away from some of the guys who are short. So just got to keep a watchful eye. Next level on the E-mini is going to be the overnight high green line right here. And we've got news here in just one more minute. And then in another 16 minutes, we'll have some more news. All right. Let's see here. So we've got PMI coming out right about now. PMI composite. We'll be watching here. Nasdaq looking strong, putting in new highs. Yes is trying. It came down to our 24 area, trying to hold it, see if it can, and then push higher. And then we've got consumer confidence here in another 15 minutes. We'll see how confident the consumers are. Okay, well, we held that 24 area. We came up above it, held it, and we're pushing a bit higher here. Okay, getting a pretty big boost here on the E-mini. I'm thinking this 55 to 58 area. So just above the overnight high, about 54, 55, could be significant for a short. But really not much yet. I just need some more information. All right, I'm gonna watch it here at 55. We're still over 6 minutes away from news. So NASDAQ and E-mini is getting to a pretty critical level here. But there's nothing I'm gonna do right now just because we're looking really strong. News still is not out. I'm going to sell one here, small piece. I'm wrong above 60. I want to see it ideally come back in to the overnight high area. So we've pushed above here. I'd like to see it get back below overnight high. But as of right now, it's showing strength. NASDAQ came up, might put in a little bit of a wick on the 15-minute, but still very strong. Kind of a difficult area to get short. I am mindful that news is coming out soon. So it could get kind of whippy here, which would be okay. I think it actually would work in my favor. Almost to my first target. I'm going to buy a little bit right here, a third of it. So just back a third. NASDAQ putting in a really nice wick. I'm going to buy a little bit more, so now I'm still in half of my position. Still holding half. And we'll look for a bigger break here would be ideal. Just moving my stops accordingly here. All right. Okay, we got 2 minutes to go. We have come in under the overnight high. NASDAQ's come down quite a bit, seeing a good amount of resistance. So let's see if I can add somewhere up here. I'm not going to just yet. We'll let news come out, see if we get some good movement, and then I'll have a better idea what to do then. Okay, minute and 15 until news. We're hanging out below the overnight high. NASDAQ's well above its overnight high. Came up to kind of a second area of resistance, so it's still a bit strong on the day. But we'll watch and see what we get here. Pleased with my scale outs. Let me increase this a bit more. So got short up around here. First scale out was here. Took a little bit more off the table down here. Holding half. I've got my stop still just a little bit above the high of the day. It's like 43.59 is my stop. Might be a little bit tight, especially with news coming out soon. But we'll give it a little line, like a fish on a line, and see if it wants to run. Could be kind of a bear trap day. I think a lot of guys were thinking bearish. And so we're having a little bit of a bounce. I personally think it's, if we bounce, it's just kind of a dead cat bounce, that we bounce the next few days and then go lower. All right, let's see what we do here. So my stop's above. If I do get stopped out and then it's continuing to look weak, I'm mindful that I can re-enter and get back in. So let's see, what's the next target here? Probably 35-ish. Yeah, 35. It's going to be like my next target. Okay, not much movement from the news. Sometimes it is a little bit delayed. Other times it comes out right at time and there's just no movement at all. So good to be mindful of that. Let's see if we can get 35 here. Alright, we're continuing to push just a little bit lower. Still looking to get a little bit lower here. Getting closer. I'm going to move my stops to quite a bit lower now. Getting ready to take a little bit off the table if we can push a little bit lower. Still looking for another 4 points or so. Giving it a little time. I'm going to take a little bit off right here. Okay. All right, I took a little bit off right there, and I'm still in a third of my original position. Buy back a little bit more here. So now I'm just in a sixth of my original position. I'll watch it to see if I'm going to hold this or just get rid of the rest of it. So got short up here at, it was right around 52. Skilled sim out here. Half of the position here. Got out of a little bit more here. And now I've got my stop right up at my break-even level. It's difficult for me when I'm in a trade to reverse. So there's times when I'll be short, I get in a trade, I take some off, and the market showed me something different, and I'm tempted to reverse, go long instead. And that has proven to be a bit difficult for me. So I'm mindful that that's something that I need to work on. A good amount of that trade was taken because I was watching the NASDAQ. It came up to a pretty critical area, tried to pierce through, got a little bit higher than I thought it would, held there for a second, and then looked like it could get weak. And so I feel like the level that I went with on the E-mini worked out well. So now the question is, like on the 5 minute, if we kind of hang out here for a while, curl, and then try to push higher, or if we come back down in, test 35, and then eventually maybe 30. So that's the question, really. All right, here comes that 35 level, it looks like. So I'm definitely, my stop is quite a bit lower now. All right, I'm out of the rest of my position here right at 36. NASDAQ holding above the overnight high. E-mini definitely within the overnight high. Here's the daily on the NASDAQ. This area was the level I had in mind for a short, which that worked out nicely. There's good confluence there. So much in the 15-minute here on the NASDAQ we held overnight. 35 was a great target there. I got out at 36. Might have rushed it a little bit, but not too much. All right, we've got another 5 minutes to go on the 15-minute bar. I've got the 5-minute E-mini here, 15-minute NASDAQ here. We'll watch it and see what we get. So I'm anticipating a potential, kind of like I mentioned earlier, what I might call a curl, where we come up, stay strong down in here, hang out for a while, try to hold 30, and then go ahead and push a bit higher. I'll be definitely watching NASDAQ to see what we can do in that regard. So it might be an area where I consider getting long, but this is one where if I do get long, I don't have just a long order in right here. I'll kind of watch it come down into this area, watch it develop, hopefully hold for a while, and then look to get long if there's kind of a rounded short-term bottom put in down here. Okay. I'm looking at the 15-minute 2 on the E-mini, and you can see we kind of put in all this work here on Monday. I think we've got some Friday. There's a good amount of trade that took place around there as well. So I'd like it to come a little bit lower before I become a buyer. I haven't yet. Got my ticker in there. All right, just a few seconds before our 15-minute bar closes. NASDAQ looking strong. It is between this area though, here and here. E-mini looking pretty good. Looking like the bulls want to take it a bit higher. Kind of closing the gap though from Friday. Yesterday was a half day of trade. Again, I'm not bullish. I saw this as a potential trade if we curl down. If we got a little bit lower, I would have liked to buy some, but on this, I would have waited and given it some time to see what it does here. So overall, I'm still bearish, but that's how I feel. Just because I feel that way doesn't mean that it's real. Doesn't mean it's certain. Nothing's ever certain. We've got to look at the probabilities. So I'm just going to wait and sit on my hands for right now. So with trading, we're always aware that there's 3 different positions that we can have. We can be long, meaning we can be buyers. We can be short, meaning we can be sellers. Or we can be flat. We can be neutral. We can be not in a position. And that's where I find myself right now. So let's see what we do up here at the highs of the day, if we can get up there. So NASDAQ still well above overnight highs, but coming up to this area of resistance, which is a pretty significant area. And then E-mini getting right up to bumping against overnight highs here. So that's the story. Not a whole lot else to see for right now. Pull this one up. 32. Had a nice little bounce there. Coming up. All right, so even though we're at the overnight high, I'm really not too excited about this level. Not yet, at least. Things can change, but not a whole lot that I'm seeing. So we're just going to sit and wait. Wouldn't be surprised if today turns into a day where you've got a lot of guys short, and a lot of people are wanting to short it. The overall time frame looks to point lower. So NASDAQ came up here, good area to short. It's pulled back in, and now it's in between these two levels. I wouldn't be surprised today. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we break down, but another scenario, which I think is more likely, is if we just continue to kind of just grind higher and just push higher throughout the day. Maybe then a sell-off later in the day, maybe not. Seems like it's got to do a little work for another day or so until we get a push lower. Again, you got to realize in trading, so these are thoughts I have and ideas, but I could be completely and utterly wrong. So I'm just trying to think of if this, then that, and if something else, then that. So we've always got to think in terms of probabilities. Nothing is ever for certain, and likelihood of things happening. So let's watch. Let's watch and see. I'll be done here in another hour, maybe hour and 10, hour and 15. I'll be wrapped up by 10:30, 10:45 at the latest. So we had our first trade. That was it. Good positioning, great scale outs. Knew that I didn't, at that level at least, want to hold it for the rest of the day. Now we just wait and just see what's going to develop. So just going to set some alerts here. Oops. Create alert. Add or above. Now we'll put an alert down here. Create alert. At or below. There we go. So yeah, it's kind of a snoozer here for me at this level. NASDAQ, we could always put in a wick, come up here and fail, but it held the overnight, so just looking to kind of push a bit higher. We haven't held the overnight, but we held this critical 43.24 area where this gray line is right here. So now for me, it's just a waiting game. I feel like I might get some more clues, but I've got to watch what the market does first. Not going to get long here, not going to get short. So I'm going to just kind of peruse through and check out some other charts, see what the market's showing me, and we'll go from there. Oops, make that a red. That's interesting. Pretty good rejection off of that 55 level, 54. It could be the retest. Let's see. We've got to ask ourselves too, what's the market trying to do, and is it doing a good job? That's always the question that needs to be at the forefront of our minds. Decent little rejection there on the NASDAQ as well. Come up, got rejected. Now we've got to ask ourselves if some of the bulls are trapped. Let's see. So we got to keep in mind too, we've stayed within the overnight high. Testing it again, getting closer. Right up here. We've got another 4 minutes left on the 15-minute. So let's see, that might be a liquidation break there. So with price action here, I go back and forth a little bit between feeling bearish and feeling neutral. Like, so bearish meaning I'm either going to sell it and get short, or I'm not going to put in a long position. So I don't want to be a buyer here at this level, but I'm not yet a seller. We've got a minute and a half until the 15-minute bar closes. NASDAQ still looking kind of strong on the 15-minute. E-mini trying to hold above its overnight high here. Got a few wicks here and there. Next target would be like the 43.80 level. Or 43 or mid 43.70s. So right now to me it's just a mixed bag. NASDAQ showing strength, at least hanging out, trying to get a push higher. E-mini, I don't know what it's trying to do. I don't think it does either just yet. All right, here we go. We're going to pop the top. There it is. Just took out highs of the day in both NASDAQ and the S&P 500. We are 20 seconds away from putting in a new 15-minute bar. You can see here that this 15 minutes looking pretty strong. I'm really not a big fan of buying it here. If we can't push up and get too much higher, I might consider a short somewhere up in here. But not just yet. Not yet. I'm not going to fight City Hall on this one. That's never any fun. So I'm at the point here where I want to short it, and I'm asking myself, at what level am I wrong? So we almost got up to 61. I'd say I'd be wrong above 62. We'll give it a minute here and see. Yeah, I like it short here. Let's see if I can get a little bit of retracement to sell it. I'm going to leg in right here. I'm going in small, trying to get a little bit bigger size as the market comes back up, if it comes up. Ooh, it just might not give it to me. On this one, I'm going to be wrong if we get above 65 on the E-mini. There it was, folks. There was a little head fake. Right, so we popped the top here on NASDAQ, kind of took out shorts, came up above. We're back below this level. And now next target's going to be down here. I just wasn't able to... I got in a little bit, but not near as much as I would have liked to have. So we'll look for a retracement for an entry to go short. All right, trying to put a new 5-minute. We are still underneath the overnight high. I'm in a small position right here short. I'd like to add a bit more, but it hasn't come up far enough to where I can add. Okay, I added a tiny bit more. I'd still want it to come higher to add for my short. First scale out's going to be around this like 35, 36 area. We're halfway through putting the bar in on this one. Be nice for weakness if we stayed below the double yellow line here. Okay, I'm out of that little position. I'm still looking for a push higher to get short on this. I'm wrong if we get above 65. Looking for just a little bit of a push. Not too much, nothing crazy. I'm going to add a little bit here. Good. Man. So I added a little bit. I was looking to add some more, but no dice. And here we go. It's tricky. Yeah, when the sellers want to sell it, they don't give you much of opportunity for a pullback. So it looks like that was the retracement right up there. That was it. I sold a tiny piece right here. I wanted to sell a lot more if we got higher. Let's see. Let's see what we do here around 35. All right, still watching NASDAQ. We've got 4 more minutes to go with this bar right here. So we're still in between support, resistance. Could go either way. I do like it short, however, though. I am short a very small piece. So NASDAQ coming down to that critical area. We haven't broken 35 yet. I'm going to watch 30. That'll be where I take it off at. It might be a little bit sooner. Actually, it might be at 35 here. I'm going to flatten it out right here. 35. I'm flat here. I feel that was a little premature. Feel like we could get down to 30. Again, I'll watch it in this 30 area, considering a short-term long here, somewhere down in here. But again, I want to see it come down in here, develop, spend a little bit of time, 15, 20 minutes or so, and then get a little bit of a push higher. we'll obviously need to see NASDAQ hold its overnight high. We've got 2.5 minutes left on the 15-minute bar. So this is a great head fake here. Took out shorts, or yeah, stopped out anyone who was short up here, and then just right back down, right back in. I got on a small bit right around here, was looking for just a bit of a retrace, and it just never gave it to me, just flushed right through it. So NASDAQ, we're a minute away on the 15-minute bar. Looks like profits were taken right around that 43.30 level, at least for the shorts from up above. Let's see if we can hold it. Let me see where halfback is today so far. Oh, I guess, okay, we're right here at halfback. 618 is right at 28-ish. If I do choose to get long, let's see, anywhere down in here, I'd be wrong if we get below this 24 to 21 half. So this is going to be my critical level that I watch. Same thing, my time frame is not long term to be a long. I'm more short in the longer term, but I'm just trying to watch the market generated information and see what develops, see what we get out of it. Well, so far my scale outs have been right on. First one, I got out at 36 down here when I shorted up here. 36. 35 was my target. Got a little antsy on that, but I'm not going to pick hairs on that. And then other area, this one I got out at 35. But I thought, yeah, there's a good potential that we get down to 30 here. So we'll watch it on the 5 minute and 1 minute. If it comes down here, again, I'm anticipating that there may be a push up and then kind of like a curl here and then a push higher. I'm not a super bull today in this market, but just trying to see what the market's going to make available, see what it's going to give me, and go from there. So yeah, I'm keeping in mind that NASDAQ's still above the overnight. Overnight high, that is. Right here at the 50% retracement on NASDAQ. Okay. So this is one that if we do get a bit of a curl, it'll take, like I said, it'll take some time to develop. Or I mean, it could not work at all and it just pushes right through that area. So we'll see. I'm going to step away for a minute. I'll be right back here shortly. All right, still no trades taken. If we get down in this area, I'm going to consider a long. Keep a tight stop. All right, I'm long right here. Gonna be watching 24. Watching this area here. Like to see it hold there. I might be a little bit premature on this one, as again I said, it usually takes a little time to develop. But let's see here. That one early in the day. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be the get out point right there. Okay. 31.78. Alright, so we'll watch it and see what price does around here. I don't like it, and I'm out of it if we're under this level here. I might choose to add a little bit more down in here. NASDAQ is slightly below its overnight high, not by much. It's kind of flirting with it. All right, first target would be, I'm not going to make it just yet. This is one I'm just not in love with though. So let's see, we've got, yeah, came down, got close to 24. That's a hard one to find a target on. Give it a minute here. So we'll watch and see if it can kind of curl this area. Yeah, first target's definitely going to be like 40, 39 to 40, we'll call it. So hard stop is at 21.5. So remember, we've got to get above that 35 to 36 level. This is a trade where, again, it could take a little while to set up, to kind of hang out in this area, get rejection, have buyers come in and push it higher. I'm not a bull long term, but I'm just kind of trading the price action on this one. So that will be that. Let's see if we get up to 36. Where is 36 here? It's the top of that one. Yeah, 36 will be my first target on this. All right, so we're right down to 24. Hard stop's going to be right at 21.5. NASDAQ still just, it's below the overnight high, so I don't like that. Would have liked to seen a little bit more firmness on NASDAQ in order to hang in here. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if we get a little bit of a movement. Watching the 1 minute. So I've got the 5 minute pulled up here, but I'm keeping a good eye on the 1 minute. I'm almost stopped out of this. It's pretty close. Got a bit of a bounce there. So we're not holding that 24. That's important. It's important that we're not holding that. We're below it. See if we can hold the other side of the opening range here. Yeah, NASDAQ now is quite a ways inside of its overnight high. Let's see. Wondering if I should MacGyver this one, add a little bit here, and then put it at that recent low. I may, but I haven't committed to doing it just yet. I'm going to move my stop just slightly down, just a tiny bit. Not much though. So we got very close to that stop out level there. Now we're back above 24. NASDAQ has firmed up a little bit. It's right at that overnight low level. However, on the 1 minute, we've just kind of cascaded down. Haven't really had any buyers step in just yet. First target is that 36 level for me. First scale out. And we've got just, what do we have? Just about a minute and a half to go on this 5-minute bar. This will be nice now if we can keep this wick in here on the 5-minute and then stay. We really need to stay above on the 15-minute. And that'll be the end of that 15-minute session as well. Here in another, minute and 20. But nothing to get too excited about just yet. Add a small piece right here, nothing big. This could be it. This could be where we get stopped out. Let's see here. Okay, I'm out. That was it. I might re-enter here if we can show strength, but I'm not feeling it just yet. I'm going to re-enter against that low that we just put in. Oh, might take me out again here. So I've got a pretty tight leash on this one. Still, we need to get above 24 to show any kind of strength here. NASDAQ is below the overnight low. Tight stop on my position. Yeah, I'm mindful that we're below 24. So we're going back and forth between that 24 level. First target's 36 here. Stop is literally right at 19.5. So I've got a really short leash on this one. NASDAQ can't quite do it. It's looking weak. Below the high of the day. Can't quite do it yet, at least. Still need to get up a bit higher. Well, you hate to get stopped out, but they do serve a purpose. That was when I got stopped out. Got a little bit different view there from market generated information, and then decided to pull the trigger, go long again, but with a real tight stop this time. I'm just below this level. I'm at 19.5. It still is looking kind of weak, but if this is the curl, it could take a little while. Could take another 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes to develop, and then a push. We'd be looking for a push up to this 35 level. That's my first target. So we'll see what it does there. NASDAQ still weak though. It can't get above the overnight high. E-mini looking pretty weak here, especially with this wick we just put in. So let's see. Okay, I'm watching the 1 minute. Could be a nice little rejection here that we're seeing. And again, I'm really not too bullish. I'm just trying to trade the price action. Okay. Getting a little bit of a move here. On NASDAQ, I'm mindful that we're under the overnight high. We're under this level, which was support earlier. So we've really got, in my mind, our work cut out for us to get up above 1400 even on the NASDAQ. Pretty close again to getting stopped out there. Same. Just hanging out. Let's see if we push him higher. A little rejection there, couldn't do much. See if we push it higher here. Same. Looking weak. Alright, I'm stopped out again. I've got just a tiny bit of my position on still. NASDAQ still not looking great. E-mini, same thing, not looking too good. All right, I'm stopped out of that position. That's it. That's all she wrote. Looks like we'll push a bit lower here. I'm thinking this this level up here was probably the tell. Again, I wasn't long-term bullish, but thought it was worth taking a stab at down in this area, which we did. Just couldn't get any follow through. Just going back up to the upside. After a while there, I was asking myself, well, 36 was the target here, but now the target seems to get kind of moved lower. So it just gets a little tricky. That might be it for me for today. I've got another 20 minutes until I'm officially done, but I'm just not seeing a whole bunch right now. We're below opening range. We're below that crucial 24 level. We tried that. So we had a trade here. We got short. Good scale out. Had another trade short here. I was in small. I wanted to add. It just never gave it to me. And then got out at 35. And thought, okay, I'll try to be cute. Well, might get a little bit of a curl right here. Was leaning against this 24 and thought, this 21 area is going to be my get out area. And we just came through and got me stopped out on that one. So I really don't see anything just yet that I'm excited about. Any trade that I'm looking to get into. So I'll watch for a little bit more, but for right now, I'm just going to sit back and see what develops. Going to check out NASDAQ on the daily, see what we got there. Man, that looks weak.